Fire away.
Well,
just fire away at the
about where
questions.
we are in the evaluation process.
All right, well, obviously the fourth exhibition game is meaningful. We've still got, rosters. I told the coaches before when we started the whole process at our first personnel meeting when we got to Spartanburg, I said it's critical that we make educated decisions at the 53 cut. And we have to do that. So the fourth exhibition game is important. There are still spots up for grabs, and nothing's been decided yet.
Ron said yesterday it's some hard position battles still to be decided.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's the goal. You take everything a step at a time. The first goal is to go to camp with 90 guys that legitimately belong in a training camp. Then the next goal, and at the same time we talk about these guys, you have to earn the right to get to camp, and then you have to earn the right every day, and you have to earn the right to get on the 53. We're gonna do what we do every year. The best 53 guys are gonna make the team. We don't believe in we got to have 3 of these, 4 of those, 7 of those. It's not the way we operate. We're gonna have the best 53 guys on our roster.
Dave, we did not see KK out here yesterday. I've not seen him yet today. Can you apprise us of his situation?
No, that's a Ryan question. That's an RV and Ron question.
It is health related, not contract.
It's an RV and Ron question.
Dave, you guys gave up a fourth and gave up a good young punter to get a good veteran punter, but you take on a pretty big cap hit with him. What went into the decision to trade for Andy?
Well, Jonathan, basically, excuse me, we signed Mike, and we knew he had the plant leg issue and last year, and we just felt it was, we know him. Ron had been with him in San Diego, and we felt that, he could potentially be an answer. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. To have a team like this and to go into a season with a rookie punter is really, really rolling the bones. And we through conversations in the office, we decided to take a shot. Andy Lee is a Pro Bowl punter, and it's people talk about checking boxes. Well, that was a huge box to check, and he's an outstanding holder, as well as a great punter, and it was just something that we felt we needed to do. As a general manager, every night I say to myself, have I given Ron the players that he can win with? And I constantly ask myself that question, because at the end of the day, that's my job. And I felt that it was a move. It was a necessary move, and I feel it's a real strong move.
What made him worth that type of money?
I'm sorry.
What made him worth that type of money when Brad Nortman?
Andy. Andy's a proven guy, and I'm not going to talk about money and contracts.
Unless it's a 7, you don't like giving up future draft picks. Did you cringe when you had to give up a 4 for this one?
Did I cringe? You got to give up something to get something, Bill. It's you can't. The litmus test for me on deals, contracts, whatever, is number 1, are you upset when the ink is dry, before the ink is dry, number 1. Number 2, is it fair? Okay, it was a very fair deal.
Hey, back on KK, understanding you won't discuss specifics, but when you told us in Spartanburg you guys were still talking, is that still the case? Or
contract negotiations are going on.
Still going on,
and that's as far as I'm going.
No level of optimism.
Joe, it's as far as I'm going.
Ron said last week that he's a guy that's too valuable to his organization not to sign long term. Your thoughts on that?
KK's a Pro Bowl defensive tackle. You don't want one? Come on. Next question.
As you look around the NFC, Dave, it's pretty clear this isn't going to be a cakewalk this season. And I know you didn't necessarily expect 15-1, as you've admitted to, but what do you see in this conference, specifically the NFC, as you guys gear up for it?
Well, Tampa is going to be. I'm sorry. I apologize. Seattle's going to be strong again. I mean, obviously, they do a great job out there. Arizona's going to be strong. They made the trade for Chandler Jones. They're going to have Tyrann Mathieu back, who's a big part of what they do on defense. They've obviously got a very good young pass rusher in Chandler, so they're gonna be strong. Green Bay's going to have Jordy Nelson back. I mean, we could go on and on and on. Listen, Jonathan, as I've said before, winning is not easy. Every Sunday is there isn't a game you walk into where you just kind of roll the ball out and you're going to win. It just doesn't work that way. It's like I say, the other team gets paid to play too, and there's some really good teams in the NFC, and we're just going to have to understand that last year's over, and we do understand that, and starting on Saturday, Sunday, game is on. The season's on, and it's time. It's go time.
How would you describe your depth right now?
I'm pleased with it. Unfortunately, a couple of our younger guys that we're counting on for quality depth have lost some time in training camp, but I feel good about it.
Where is this roster better than it was last year?
Well, Kelvin's back. I mean, that helps us. All the young kids are a year older, wiser, smarter, with reps. Those young corners are coming along. Trey Bott, the younger guys are a year. The younger guys are a year further along, and I think Paul Soliali's going to help us out, and Vernon Butler. I mean, I'm excited about him. So, you're not going to know until December. You know what I'm saying, David? But I really believe we've got another strong team.
Dave, you were part of a couple of Super Bowl teams, obviously in New York. What did you take from the next year's Super Bowl experience, and has that shaped your thinking at all on this year?
It was interesting. Joe, in 2000, losing it was we had a rough year. We went from a Super Bowl team to 7-9 with basically the same group. Then in 2007, 2008, that team was 11-1, and then of course we're actually 10-1 when Plexico shot himself, and that really affected our offense. It really affected our offense. It's funny. You go back to last year. Kelvin got hurt so early that it gave everybody a chance to take a breath and just say, okay, we had time there was time to recoup. It wasn't in the middle of the season and oh gosh, what do we do now kind of thing. So it gave us time. So that happened when Plexico did that. It really just whatever. So the 2008 team was rolling. And that was a hell of a football team. 2011 we win it, and then in 2012 it was it was a huge Super Bowl hangover. To answer your question is, these guys are hungry. You get this close, and we don't see any. I don't see any difference in the work ethic, the way their approach, or anything. Ron and I are very pleased. And it's, we're very encouraged with where they are mentally.